Today's show is sponsored by the ABV Barrel Shop. The ABV Barrel Shop is located in the St. Louis metro community of Arnold, Missouri, and is the world's first single barrel only liquor store. This store is owned and operated by Steve Akeley and Jim Fosnot. Get signed up for their email distribution list to find out when the store will be opening, what their hours will be, and most importantly, what they will have in inventory at abvbarrelshop.com. We are also sponsored by The Bar to Go. The Bar to Go offers a fully customizable carrying case that allows you to take your favorite distilled spirits or cocktail ingredients with you. Whether you're looking for yourself, a customized gift, or logo items for your business or event, The Bar to Go can help. Check them out at thebartogo.com. Use the number 2 when you type out The Bar to Go. Did you know Neely Family Distillery now ships its popular distilled spirits directly to you? To order, simply call 859-394-3258. Tell them the ABV Network sent you. And now, on to the show.
Let's drink!
Welcome to the Bourbon Daily, the podcast about everything bourbon delivered to you every day of the week. Today on the show, we do a roundtable of Ask the Distiller with Demetri Cain. My name is McNew. Please join me in welcoming my co-host, Steve Akeley, along with our special guests, Demetri Cain, Kathy Cool, and Jim Bosnot.
Hey, gang, what's up?
You guys.
How you doing?
Good. So, yeah, we've got a fun show today. We're going to be talking to Demetri and asking him questions about distilling. You know, none of us are distillers, so we probably have questions. And it's a good opportunity, and hopefully we're thinking along the lines of what's the audience thinking and stuff like that, and asking questions that you may have out there too. So, but before we get to that, I said I wanted to do small talk today, and I'll throw this out there. You do not have to have the same opinion I do, and I won't attack you if you don't, but I will have questions for you. And I will be fair and I'll be professional in those. So, but my question is there anybody that feels like that guy that was on the plane and then continued to bother Mike Tyson and kept bothering him till finally Mike stood up, turned around and smacked the guy in the head a bunch of times? Does anybody feel like he did not deserve that? Because I feel like if I was on that jury, Mike, get the hell out of the court. You're good, man. You're not in any trouble here. That guy got what he wanted. He wanted to get smacked around, and ultimately he just kept pushing it until it happened for him. So, yeah, congratulations to you. You got what you want, but you're not getting any money out of Mike. It would be my point. What do you guys think? Does anybody feel like Mike's in the wrong there? Demetri.
So I kind of take a middle of the road thing. I don't think that he's wrong whatsoever, but I also am not a huge fan of violence, physical altercations. So, right. I don't know like what the right response is. I don't think he owes anybody any money. And I think I was completely in the wrong. It's like when you're dealing with somebody that's, is that much in the public eye, they shouldn't be harassed. They're just like anybody else. Like you wouldn't walk up and harass anybody else. But I also don't think that, maybe like a quick shove or something and pushing them off, just kind of, I don't know. I kind of like take a middle of the road on that. I don't think that physical
violence. I feel bad for Mike because he's made like $600 million in his career, and now he's got to fly JetBlue around.
I was just like, where the hell
it's sad
in the first place.
It's sad. It was really sad. So
yeah, you're seeing money's lost, but
yeah,
Demetri's on the opposite ends of the spectrum here because I truly believe that violence solves conflict. If you don't, don't mess around. You don't start a problem, you won't have a problem. Like he got exactly what he didn't get exactly what he deserved. He deserved a lot more. He deserved, a full uppercut from Mike. Just stop. And that shit would quit.
He fucked around and found out. Like that's what it is at the end of the day. And I actually feel sad for Mike because now he's all in the news today. He was just trying to be on a flight minding his business. He didn't want to be in the public eye that day. So actually Mike Tyson is the victim here.
Absolutely.
What's cool is, of course, Mike got interviewed by the police. Now, what I would have actually loved to happen was Mike got interviewed by the police. They don't find anything. They don't retain him. He doesn't get arrested, anything like that. I wish the other guy would have got arrested for harassing him. That would have been the ultimate. Is the guy gets beat up and arrested.
There'll be a civil suit, Steve. There will be.
Oh, well, he's retained Morgan & Morgan, which, of course, is the biggest law firm in the country. They're all over TV. They're TV lawyers. They're based out of Florida. And I saw that the one that you see on the TV, they got the dad you see, and then the kid. This is the kid. He's got the kid. And of course, the story is he was so excited. He got to see Mike. It's an overzealous fan. He just, he's just such a fan of Mike that he got excited.
You got something better than an autograph. You got a black eye by Mike Tyson. That's better, my friend. Drop your suit.
Yeah. Mike will settle out of court because it'll be cheaper than going to court because you never know what a jury's going to do. So that guy's going to walk away with money. I guarantee.
It's just disappointing. It's disappointing.
So I hope for Mike Tyson that his hands are not registered as weapons because I think for some military guys that's actually a problem. So that's really a thing. Yeah, so I hope he's not registered as weapons, so it's not an assault with a weapon or anything, because that's a dumb charge. So
it's a dumb
hopefully
charge.
it's just settled out, not an issue.
I think that only applies to Chuck Norris.
Maybe, not Chuck Norris.
Yeah. So well, I don't know.
Face and you wouldn't even have seen it.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. So just the usual stuff, fuckery is what happened there, and what are you gonna do?
The thing that I'm concerned about is, people are videotaping it. Where are the people? People get strapped to their chair on planes with belts and duct tape. Why weren't they doing that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd be like, if I was there, I'd whisper to Tyson. I'm like, hey, listen, $500, I'll beat this guy's ass, and you won't have a lawsuit against you.
Yeah.
I'll make it my own problem.
Yeah. So, what are you going to, and of course the media reports that this guy, again, I don't know this guy, but the media in the news says this guy's got multiple felonies. He's had all kinds of legal problems and stuff like that. This guy's not new to the legal system. So, I think he should, and he at least appeared intoxicated or on something in the video. I don't know what was going on there, but yeah, I think at the end of the day, that guy should, offer to shake Mike's hand and be like, hey man, I was out of line.
Honestly, if I were Mike, I would countersue JetBlue because where were
they? Yeah, this went on for a while and they were never
not removing this person from his premises. They should have escorted that guy.
They charge for everything, so they're probably do you guys want to pay us $8 to come out to the seat and interfere?
Exactly.
Yeah. JetBlue is the worst.
It was an add-on charge. You didn't select, seat safety concierge.
Right. Extra. That would have been another $8. So yeah, JetBlue is clear here. Mike didn't pay for the $8. So yeah.
That's why they're not a cult, Steve, because they're no good.
Yeah, I agree. They are definitely not good. So all right. Let's drink. What is everyone drinking? Let's start with McNew this time. McNew, what do you got?
I'm gonna go with a little WB Sapple.
Okay. That bottle has seemed to stuck around way too long for you because
I baby this one.
It's a 375 and it's made it.
I still have it. We have another one too that I haven't opened yet, so I just need to kill this one, honestly.
Okay. All right, I'll go next. I've got from Stumpy's here. This is their wheat and tarnation. So it's a store pick from Schnucks, the local grocery chain here. All right, here we go. Oh, that's enough. That's enough, I think. I have the lead. Kathy, you're next.
I too have a Stumpy's. I've got their bottle and bond wheat. No table.
Okay. Not enough. Not enough.
A lot of squeak.
Yeah, a lot of squeak. Jim missed out the other day. I forget what Jim had going on. I guess family stuff. So I had to go out and deliver some stuff, and I went over to Stumpy's, and Adam was in a good mood, and we drilled, I think, 12 barrels. So that was not a bad day. It was not a bad day.
I didn't get a text or anything, Steve. So
oh, we had so much fun. We drank barrel number 1. We got to try that. We got to, like every recipe. I mean, Adam just kept going. I guess he had a slow day or something. So it was awesome. I caught him on the right day by chance. Sometimes you go in there, he's super busy. But,
glad I'm an 80% owner of our business. Never check the paperwork, Steve. You never check the paperwork.
No, I'm just trusting. He sent me the form to sign, and I just signed it for our business. I never checked the how it's set up. Jim now tells me he owns 80%. I only own 20. Yeah. All right, Jim, what do you got, man?
I've got some Woodhat. I was out there picking up. Gary was gracious enough to give us the lumber 2.5-inch thick live edge oak 10-foot boards for our bar. I went out there and picked it up, and while I was there, I grabbed Old Blue, which is a cast strength. This one's coming in at a 61.6. So cast strength blue corn whiskey. So brand new bottle. Hopefully, get some pop on this one.
Oh, that's enough. Even with the slosh, that's enough.
Great.
Yeah. All right. I'll say this: a quick thing, a follow up on the bar thing. So, Jim and I have these huge live edge slabs. They're what a Jim 14-foot long or something like that. They're heavy. And so Jim had asked Gary, he called him and had Gary on speakerphone. He's like, how heavy are we going to be able to lift these things? What it's like? And Gary's like, well, I'm just glad we had two people and I'm thinking, is Gary one of those people? He's like Superman. If that guy was lifting, because Jim and I, the two of us could barely lift this stuff. And if Gary's out there, one of the two lifting that thing, I'm just officially declaring him Superman. I mean,
he's like old man farmer strong. Like seriously, like that guy's like
surprising sometimes.
Crazy. Yeah, he's he's like ripped underneath that shirt. He's like,
So the real question is, if you put him in a cage with Lenny.
I think Lenny may be in trouble. I think Lenny's in trouble.
I do too.
He wasn't part of that cage fight series. I think Gary might.
Gary might be the guy. He definitely is. He's been around long enough. He probably knows some tricks and stuff like that. So.
I would put my money on Gary any day.
Yeah.
Just about any fight.
Yeah.
I would almost put him on an airplane with Mike Tyson. But Gary's got he's got farmer strength.
He does. He does. So, good job, Jim. Cheers, gang.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh, Demetri's not playing.
Yep.
He's
not playing for me.
All right. We'll take a quick break, and then when we come back, we're going to be talking to Demetri and asking him questions. We'll do that in just a few. Let's talk about the people who make these shows happen. First up is the ABV Barrel Shop. The ABV Barrel Shop is owned and operated by Steve Akeley and Jim Fosnot in the greater St. Louis area. It is the most unique shopping experience in the world of bourbon, as the ABV Barrel Shop only focuses on single barrels. We aren't open just yet, but our plan is to have the most diverse single barrel offerings from our many friends in the world of bourbon. By signing up for a weekly email, you will know our entire inventory we have on hand. In addition to single barrels, we'll have a tasting bar and a gift shop featuring logo merchandise for both the shop and the ABV network, as well as a full curriculum of bourbon education classes. Additionally, we'll use the gift shop to feature products from our partners in the world of bourbon, companies like Art Eatable Chocolates and Old Man Bay Signs. Head over to ABV Barrel Shop to sign up for our email and text distribution list so you can stay in the know. Hi, this is Steve Akeley, owner of the ABV Network. We're sponsored by the Stave and Thief Society. This is where you, a bourbon enthusiast, can expand your knowledge and emerge a bourbon steward. In 2017, I completed my Executive Bourbon Steward certification. It's the most comprehensive bourbon certification program available and connects you with an expansive network of bourbon enthusiasts and professionals. Check out the full listing of in-person and online certifications and join the society today by enrolling at staveandthief.com. Okay, let's talk about Neely Family Distillery. In 2018, I met Royce Neely at an industry event. He started appearing on our shows, and we became friends during my frequent visits to Kentucky. Today, he's leading the way for young distillers making their mark on the bourbon industry. A visit to Neely Family Distillery combines family history, a look at what makes their products unique, and of course a tasting through their whiskeys, moonshines, and creams. Check them out at NeelyFamilyDistillery.com and visit them in Sparta, Kentucky.
Hello, this is Danny Kennard, and I'm recording on the ABV Network.
Welcome back to the Bourbon Daily. Today we are asking the distiller with Demetri Cain.
Yes, we are. So my first question, Demetri, and we'll go around, everybody will ask you questions, but my first one, what's the reaction to people when they find out you're the owner and the distiller of this place? Do things change? Someone's just coming in, walking through, and are you like a rock star to them?
So I would say early on when I first started the distillery, I told everybody, I'm the head distiller, I started it and everything. I don't really tell anybody anymore when people come in.
I notice most of my distillery buddies are that same way too.
It's kind of that people kind of like treat it like it's the coolest thing in the world.
Yeah.
And I love what I do. I feel blessed every day I walk in here working in this industry. I think it's one of the coolest jobs ever. but a lot of people have really cool jobs. I think a lot of people it doesn't matter really what you do. It's like, if you do your job well, that's a good thing. So I think, for me, it's more about like, teaching.
Well, I feel I've got a cool job, but I'm not a rock star. I mean, I'm pretty happy. When I was over at Adam's place, I was like, this is work, actually. I'm working right now. Yeah. It's not bad. It's not bad. So you just got to figure out how to get there. All right. Who else has a question for Demetri here?
So I got one. So Demetri, how did you convince your wife to allow this to happen, to go into distilling? Like I hear stories. I think, wasn't you said like you were distilling, but she didn't really know it was a distillery until she went into, you guys had like some cabin and she found all these barrels hiding in there. Like,
well, I can't confirm or deny fully that one. Yes. So when we got married, she didn't know that I, tinkered. But it really wasn't until, so we had a conversation, probably a year into marriage. We were sitting there one night and I was like, hey, I'm thinking about starting the distillery. And she was like, oh yeah, that's cool. And, if you ever talk to her, I have about 1,000 business ideas. We run farms. We do all kinds of weird stuff. And I come up with an idea a day sometimes. So she passed it off as that. So it was about a month later. I come home in the middle of the day and she's like, what are you doing home? And I have a still in the back of the truck on a trailer. And that was kind of like her moment of like, what do you mean we're not using the shop anymore to park in? And I was like, it's a distillery now. You can't.
It's a distillery.
So it was a kind of a rocky start to the distillery, because I thought we had discussed it, but apparently we hadn't fully. So communication, I think, was on the low side. So therefore it kind of just happened and already in motion before objections could have been made.
Yeah.
So it's more of a beg for forgiveness and ask for permission situation.
And that happens a lot with me.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Nice. Kathy, what do you want to know?
All of these other businesses and running a farm, how much time are you dedicating to the distillery versus all of that other stuff? And does that mean you have a big staff, a big crew?
No, so we have a really small staff actually, but I have a lot of business partners. So I have interlocking business partners that kind of like orbit multiple different businesses. So on our agricultural side, we've got business partners that work with us there, and then we're able to profit them greater through the distillery by distilling those products into spirits. And then when we sell them, we give them higher returns to those businesses. So we kind of treat barrels of spirits as kind of like bonds. So we appreciate them over time, and then we pay back to the business that lended us the grain. So there's kind of a way that we work that way. So in the distillery is my full-time job. So it's about 60 to 80 hours a week that we're in here. And I think it's probably the same if you ask Lenny or, Adam or any of the guys, it's kind of what you love doing. And you almost have to like tear yourself away because there's just so much enjoyment out of it.
Yeah. Yeah. McNew, what do you want to know?
So distillers wear multiple hats all day long. What is your favorite part of the job and what's your least favorite part of the job?
So my favorite part of the job is coming up with new mash bills, new recipes. We kind of have because we make just about every spirit, we do a lot of contract distilling, custom blending of different, products for other people. And then we also make like custom liqueurs and things like that. I enjoy creating new stuff. That's like one of my favorite parts of the job. What I hate is paperwork.
Uh-huh.
It's like working in a controlled substance. It's like, that's the bane of my existence.
Yeah. That does not sound fun. No.
Yeah.
No. What about, what's it been like, starting a business? And you said you don't have a lot of employees, but you do have some. What's it like, managing a business where you're making an impact on people's lives? They're looking to you to help make a living for their families and stuff like that. What's that aspect of owning your type of business like? Yeah,
it's kind of a nerve-wracking one, to be honest, because you sit there and you're looking at their children.
Right.
Okay, you're depending upon me to be successful every single day.
Yeah.
And so making those future plans of, okay, how do I pass this business on to my children and make it successful for them so that the people that work for me can also make it successful for their own children to go to college and do whatever they want to do. And then also finding that balance, because as kind of the founder and owner, you have a tendency sometimes to work 80 hours a week and not really care because you see the value in that long-term return. So, I may not put money into a 401k, but I look at the business as my 401k by growing equity. But my employees look at it differently. For them, 40 hours is a lot. And if I come at that with an expectation that they're going to work the same way I work, it's a disservice to them.
Yeah.
So making sure making sure that you treat them the correct way and give them the responsibilities that they want and crave, but then also be like, hey, it's 5:00. You've got family dinner. You need to get home. Because, valuing that time for them is really important.
Yeah. That's well stated, man. That's pretty eloquent. I can see where it's easy to slip in, not be that way. You start feeling like, hey, even though you're the owner, employees, you start feeling like, hey, we're a team, we're working on this. And it's 5:00. You're trying to scoot out of here. We got another 2 hours worth of work to do. But I think you doing it that way is better in the long term for sure. I mean, it could make for a rough evening, but in the long term, it's going to pay off for you. So,
it's like I'll be stuck here sometimes till 11 or 12 o'clock at night doing something that if I had 2 or 3 people, it would go a lot quicker. But it benefits on the backside is, when something catastrophic happens, we have something break and all of a sudden the entire team needs to pull together. Everybody's there pulling together to fix it, opposed to people being like, well, this is just another day. Every day we're stuck here doing, I've worked in a lot of companies where it's nobody felt comfortable to leave until the boss left.
Yes. I've been there. Corporate world.
So,
100%, yes.
I'm here.
Corporate world. I'm an early riser, so I'd get up at 5, shower, get dressed, and go into the office. And so you're talking about, and my boss was he'd get in there about 9 every day, but he expected you to stay around because he worked like from 9 to 7. He wanted everybody to be there to 7 o'clock. If you're leaving, he'd start looking at his watch. You got a half day today. I got here at 6 o'clock today, man. I put in 12 hours already. But that doesn't matter in the corporate world. That did not mean one bit to him. It's when he leaves, that's when you get to go home.
Yeah. And that's kind of what go ahead, Jim.
No, I said I dealt with that all the time. I'd be at work at 6 o'clock. My boss shows up, wants to walk the store. And it's like 5 o'clock in the evening. He's still walking. And I'm like, I'm heading out. Well, we still got to walk this. I've been here for 12 hours. I'll tell you.
Yeah.
You got here at noon.
Yep. Yeah. Well, and I'm an early riser, and so it's like my days start at 4:15 because we've got dairy cows and stuff like that on the farm. So I'm taking care of that, and then I get into the distillery around 5. So I'm usually here before most of my team. My team typically comes in around 8. Yeah. And for me, it's like really important to say, hey, I don't care that I was here before you. I don't care that I'm going to be here after you. Go home. You've got family and kids too. So yeah.
I did that with Steve today. I'm like, Steve, you're good. You finished painting the walls. You can go. I got some stuff to finish.
I didn't need that though. I couldn't get up and move. Actually, what was keeping me there was my body was cramping because I had painted 3 walls, and I couldn't move. I didn't need Jim telling me to go home. I don't look at him as my boss. I just couldn't fucking move before that. I was in some pain there, man. I was gonna go as soon as I physically could. That's the bottom line there, man. I was hurting. I was a hurting unit.
We had different stories, Steve. I'm gonna tell you,
yeah. I mean, the reality is the same. I get your side of it, but the real story was I was in trouble.
Well, I'm glad that you're home now.
Yeah. I'm glad I made it. Yeah, I'm crawling around on the floor. I'm just not meant for that. That kind of stuff.
If we see Steve podcasting from a floor, we'll know why. He'll just have to bring his laptop. He's like, I got to.
Right. I'll just be laying on the floor. Yeah.
We should just record the sounds
for him than it was for McNew when she was podcasting from the floor.
Yeah.
We should just record the sounds of Steve and I working together because it's all old man moans as we're getting underneath.
Yes.
Constant moans.
Oh, my trick knee.
Like,
so yeah, we're definitely going through this. We had a good day to do. I will say this: it was a good day at the shop today. So
Admiral, if you need to sponsor the show, these guys need you.
yes, please.
exactly. So yeah, fun stuff.
Let's be honest, it'll be the Walmart brand. It won't be ad.
Yeah. What is it? Wait.
Great value. Right. Kind of pain relieving.
Any further questions for Demetri?
I have maybe the most important question of all.
Okay.
So, Demetrius, what would be a good day for Steve and I to come out and pick a barrel for our?
Yeah, we want to be there.
Shop. Like, we'd love to come. I'd love to come see you regardless if we're picking anything or not, because I want to come out there because you're not terribly far. You're out in the Washington area, right?
Yeah, so we're about 15 miles north of Washington.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm in Cedar Hill, so I'm not too far from you. A little further for Steve, but man, I'd love to come out and see what you're doing, and I know we'd love to get you into our shop for grand opening. So
absolutely,
if we can make that happen, no pressure, but
yeah,
let us know what day is a good day to come out and maybe when your wife's not there, so she doesn't know what's going on, or you let us know.
Yeah, my wife kind of leaves this world to me. She's like, you've got this. So typically Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays are pretty good for us.
Okay.
This month is kind of a crazy month. The next couple of weeks, we're doing a lot of like distribution blitzes. So we're kind of moving out a lot of new product. And then I'd say, we just schedule a time. We do a lot of offsite storage of our barrels because we are only in a 6,000 square foot facility. And so when you're doing, 400 to 600 barrels a year, that'll fill up really fast. So I'd say kind of,
we'll help you empty some of that then. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So,
how many barrels are in the cabin?
they are all on the books.
Yeah.
Because I thought we could name one cabin batch or something like that.
Cabin batch. Yeah.
Yeah, we could find some of those.
Yeah.
But yeah, so, I would say probably chat through some emails, figure out like what the profile, what you guys are looking for. We've got a lot of different really fun mash bills. And then we've got a bunch of stuff that we're kind of rolling out with actually custom designed mash bills where we actually, build your own barrel. Then we're letting people put up barrels for 4 years. That's also a really cool thing that we're just about to launch. So that's another cool thing for like long-term.
We're in it for the long haul. So yeah, maybe we'll work with you, partner with you on one of those too. So
absolutely.
Then we can have it at the shop. We'll have the countdown at the shop till we can get.
We've got a 3-year lease. We're opening no longer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can do the white dog version, and then we.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Very good.
So yeah.
Nice. All right. Well, we'll wrap this one up as we always do by talking about where people can find us. Kathy, we'll start with you. Where can people find you?
Facebook. I'm Kathy Cool.
All right, Demetri.
You can find me at Demetri_Cain on Instagram and Facebook, or you can find me at Nobleton's on Facebook and Instagram, or you can come out to Marthasville, Missouri and enjoy some of our fine spirits and take a quick tour. Yeah. See Jim and I out there. All right. Jim, how about you? Where can people find you?
You can find me on Facebook at Jim Fosnot, on Instagram at FozJim, FAZZJM. Working hard with Steve at the ABV Barrel Shop, trying to get it open here soon, or on Eventbrite at Jim's Big Pour, doing single barrel tastings.
All right. McNew.
You can find me on Instagram at McNew ABV.
All right, for me, I'm an easy guy to find. I'm at Steve Akeley on Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook. I've got a website, steveakeley.com. We've also got a company website. That thing's abvnetwork.com. Check it out because everything that we do is out there. We put all our previous shows. We've got Bourbon Zeppelin, our twice a month communication. That's out there. Everything that we do. Check us out at abvnetwork.com. McNew, anything else to say before we get out of here?
I would like to remind the audience to please give us the 5-star review. That includes comments. It helps new people find the show, which is very important to us. And if you like what we're doing, we ask that you please visit our Patreon page at patreon.com/the ABV Network.
All right. Great job today, gang. For our audience, we'll have a brand new show for you tomorrow. Looking forward to that. Until then, take care, everybody. See ya.
Bye.
Cheers.
See ya.
Peace. Before we finish the show, let's talk about some great companies that support the ABV network. First up is Moonshine Still Pro. Moonshine Still Pro has a full line of products to help the home distiller. Whether you want to experiment on the stove in your kitchen or you're looking for a bigger setup in your backyard, owner Russell Creed and his team can help. They have multiple still offerings, accessories, and even grain from their partners at Goldstone Mill to assist you in making whiskey on par with your favorite distillery. They can also help you with some fabricated parts you probably can't make yourself if you are attempting a DIY still project. Learn more or order your still or parts at moonshinestillpro.com. Another friend of ours is the Goldstein family at Goldstone Mill. The Goldsteins offer a variety of heritage and heirloom grains to make the finest whiskeys in the world. Plus, they are more than just a grain company. They are truly consultants to make sure the grains they are providing to you or your business meet your highest expectations. Additionally, they work with mills around the country, ensuring shipping is as low as possible for their customers. If you're a distillery, brewery, or even doing this at home, Goldstone can assist you. Check them out at goldstonemill.com, call them at 217-254-6613, or check in via email at hello@goldstonemill.com. Last but not least is the ABV Barrel Shop. While we don't get to play in the allocated bourbon game because we aren't selling the other products you have to do to get those, we do have access via our friendships in the bourbon industry to some really cool stuff. Have you ever seen your favorite craft distiller selling some really cool limited offerings only in their gift shop? I'm talking things like the hazmat offering Distillery 291 did for their 10th anniversary, or Neely Family Distillery's upcoming Papaw's birthday barrel. They don't have enough of it to send it out to distributors, so they only sell it via their gift shop. Well, companies like Distillery 291 and Neely Family Distillery have agreed to sell us 2 or 3 cases of these offerings moving forward, meaning our store will have the access to some of the rarest whiskeys in the world. Way more difficult to come by than the allocated bourbon offerings with a national release. Yes, they will be extremely tough to come by, but if you're a customer of our store, you'll have a chance to get them. Get signed up for our email or text list over at abvbarrelshop.com so you don't miss out.
The Bourbon Daily is part of the ABV Network. For more information or to become a sponsor, please visit abvnetwork.com. Thanks for listening and cheers.
This has been a Steve Akeley production.